What's like the Ferns environment like? How's that?
Oh, it's crazy, eh? So like I was 16 when I first went into the Ferns environment. I got a call
Wow.
from Waimarama, who was the coach at the time, asking not to trial, but just to come in and be like an extra body. And
Oh yeah.
I remember I was freaking out. Like, I hadn't, I had like played like school and club and like reps and stuff, but like I had never played like, you're playing the best of the best, like going up
Yeah.
against. I was freaking out and the first person who I happened to get on court and was against me was Case. And I was
Oh.
like, I'm 16 and like out of everyone, you put me on the court for the first time and you put me against like the Silver Ferns captain, I'm pretty sure she was at the time. Like, holy hecker, that's like crazy, like freaking
Yeah.
out. um and then I like slowly like being able to finally debut when I was 18, that was pretty crazy. And
Yeah.
it's like been quite different, eh? Like I guess I've been in it, like I've been there. Well, this is my fifth season within the ANZ, so this is coming. I've been around for like the last 4 years and in and out. But now, like coming out of Nations Cup and like actually getting an opportunity to like get out on court like for some solid minutes has been pretty like out the gate awesome. I guess like I didn't I guess yeah, I've finally like trained. I don't know how you were, but like at school for me, I did not really train. Well, I trained, but like I wouldn't do fitness or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
mate, I was tall, so I could get away with it.
Yeah.
So like now having to like come into like ANZ and into the Ferns and realizing how much like hard work, time and effort you really need to put into it. And
Yeah.
like, I guess that's been quite crazy for me. Like when I was watching it, the Sky played the other night, like my debut game, and I was watching it and I was like, holy heck, it looks like I ate myself. Like that was like when I had like no, I'm like not even kidding you. I was probably like 20, 30 kgs of what I am now. I was like, holy heck, I look like
Wow.
legit. I thought I ate two of myself. What was I up to? Um, but like seeing that change has been quite cool. And I feel like, or I assume like one of your dreams is like to become a silver fern. Like that's the
Yeah.
ultimate peak that like you grow up wanting
Yeah.
to be. And I guess like finally achieving that is it's crazy. Like I would have
Yeah.
no clue how I would never have thought I've got here, but it just shows that like yeah, you got to work hard, and that's why. Like, what's the so you've been a part of Biko, and then becoming a magic training partner. Like, how has that been for you?
It's been real cool. Like even the step up from Becco to ANZ, it's huge. Like the speed of the game so much faster. The the people you play against, you're playing against like Silver Ferns in the ANZ, and that's really cool. Like you're playing with some of them. I think it's been real good for me because, like you said, it challenged you, and it's challenging me, and it
Mm.
makes me want to be better. And someone like Casey, who I've been watching since I was like a little girl, um, training with her and playing with her, it's inspiring in a way.
Mm.
Like she played for the Magic like my whole life, like ever since I was born. She
Actually,
said,
though,
I was like training with her and playing with her was real cool for me. And yeah, it's a
and
cool
it's me
environment to be in.
too. Like, you grow up seeing this person on TV, like, wow, and then
Mm,
you're like, holy heck, like, I actually know her.
yeah.
Like, I actually can talk to her. I've played with her. I've trained with her. How was it? How was it for you when you first went up against Case, like being a shooter, and then in training
I
having
think
Case
she's
up?
We played her for Becco, and I think she jumped my shot like twice in the training game because I was like, holy, but it was cool. I think who else was playing? Her and Kelly Jury were playing, and I was so nervous, but it was real cool.
Like,
It
who
was
have you
exciting.
fangirled the most about? Do you reckon it's Case?
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
She's pretty like out the gate with what she can do, and she's not just
Yeah.
like, a mean player, but she's actually a really cool person, eh?
Yeah.
Being able
She's
to talk with
straight up and
someone.
she's so funny.
That's yeah, some of the things that people would never know, eh? She's actually
Yeah.
hilarious. Um, okay, so that's massive. How did you feel? Because you've actually already debuted for the Magic. You got chucked out
Yeah.
there last year. How was that like?
Yeah.
Were you freaking out? Like, what was that like?
I was because I was just sitting there on the bench like the whole game and I was like, oh yeah, there's like 10 minutes to go, 7 minutes to go. And then they're like, are you ready? And I was like, yeah. I was and they told me to go warm up and I was standing in the sub box like freaking out. I was like, holy, holy. And it was okay because at the same time they had put Ali on.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh yeah, that's all right. But it was massive. Like it was so cool, and it was just. I was actually really happy that I got to get on, even though I was freaking out. Like I got on there. Pardon?
You never expect it?
Nah, and especially a pulse game. I was like, nah, not a pulse game. But nah, it was real cool. It was exciting, and there was like so many people, and I was like, we don't get this at our games. We get like 10 people.
And do you reckon like getting that opportunity that like drives you to keep wanting to like get to that level? Like you've had that taste.
Yeah.
Now you want more?
Yeah. Yeah, because once you like have played that level, you kind of don't want to play anything else. Like you want to go be at that level because it's a really good level. Like it's high intensity, it's fast.
Yeah.
And it's just, yeah, it makes me definitely want to play in ANZ. So what about you? What's like the Ferns environment like? How's that?
Oh, it's crazy, eh? So like I was 16 when I first went into the Ferns environment. I got a call from Waimarama, who was the coach at the time, asking not to trial, but just to come in and be like an extra body. And I remember I was freaking out. Like I had like played like school and club and like reps and stuff, but like I had never played like, you're playing the best of the best, like going up against. I was freaking out and the first person who I happened to get on court and was against me was Case. And I was like, I'm 16 and like out of everyone, you put me on the court for the first time and you put me against like the Silver Ferns captain, I'm pretty sure she was at the time. Like, holy hecker, that's like crazy. Like, freaking. And then I like slowly like being able to finally debut when I was 18, that was pretty crazy. And it's like been quite different, eh? Like I guess I've been there. Well, this is my 5th season within the ANZ, so this is coming. I've been around for like the last 4 years and in and out. But now, like coming out of Nations Cup and like actually getting an opportunity to like get out on court like for some solid minutes has been pretty like out the gate awesome. I guess like I've finally like trained. I don't know how you were, but like at school for me, I did not really try. Well, I trained, but like I wouldn't do fitness or anything like that. Like, mate, I was tall, so I could get away with it.
Yeah.
So like now having to like come into like ANZ and into the Ferns and realizing how much like hard work, time and effort you really need to put into it. And like, I guess that's been quite crazy for me. Like when I was watching it, the Sky played the other night, like my debut game, and I was watching it and I was like, holy heck, it looks like I ate myself. Like that was like when I had like Like, not even kidding you. I was probably like 20, 30 kgs of what I am now. I was like, holy heck, I look like
Wow.
legit. I thought I ate two of myself. What was I? Massive. How did you feel? Because you've actually already debuted for the Magic. You got chucked out there last year. How was that like? Were you freaking out? Like, what was that like?
I was, because I was just sitting there on the bench like the whole game, and I was like, oh yeah, there's like 10 minutes to go, 7 minutes to go, and then they're like, are you ready? And I was like, yeah. So they told me to go warm up, and I was standing in the sub box like freaking out. I was like, holy. And it was okay because at the same time they had put Ali on.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh yeah, that's all right. But it was massive. Like, it was so cool, and it was just, I was actually really happy that I got to get on, even though I was freaking out. Like, I got on there. Pardon?
You never expect it?
Nah. And especially a pulse game, I was like, nah, not a pulse game. But nah, it was real cool. It was exciting, and there was like so many people, and I was like, whoa, we don't get this at our games. We get like 10 people.
And do you reckon like getting that opportunity that like drives you to keep wanting to like get to that level? Like, you've had that taste. Now you want more?
Yeah, because once you like have played that level, you kind of don't want to play anything else. Like, you want to go be at that level because it's a really good level. Like, it's high intensity, it's fast. Yeah. And it's just, it makes me definitely want to play. So netball, if you compare netball to like all netball, like ANZ back when you were in high school, and to now, like, what's the difference?
The difference is the physicality. People way more on body, fitness. Everyone has to be fit. And I think there's that, like, everyone has that drive and determination and motivation to be better and wanting to be the best. I guess at school, what I loved about school netball, because actually, apart from debuting and being in Ferns and being able to play ANZ, my best netball memories is actually my school netball. Like, loved my team. I was playing with all my best friends. And I think that's why I love netball, playing with my mates. And it just happened that we were good. And when you win, winning helps the morale, right? Like, so I think, like, once you take out the fact that like you're lucky enough that this can be your job and your life, like, how cool is that, man? Like, I'm lucky enough through netball, not only is it my job, I get paid to do it, I love it, but I'm on a Prime Minister's sports scholarship, so that pays for my uni, by being a part of, I've had that since I started uni. I've been studying part-time for like nearly 5 years, but and you can get there through New Zealand secondary schools or New Zealand under 21s, like depending on where you are in the pathway, how many people are studying at the time, which I feel like has really helped me. But yeah, it's crazy when you've just got people who just want to compete and like be the best that they can be, and everyone's on that goal because they want to be in ANZ, they want to win an ANZ premiership, and the ultimate goal of being a Fern. Like, it's quite cool when you have so many like-minded people around you, which you don't always have.
What's it like moving out to starting to move out to goal attack? How are you finding that?
Oh, goal attack! Oh my goodness! If someone asked me if I was going to be playing goal attack, I'd be like, no joke, you're ridiculous. And I think like it's so different. I'm still learning. I remember when I got the phone call from Knowles last year saying that I was going to play goal attack for the All Stars. I was like, are you sure you got the right person? Like, I don't know what you're on about. But it's different. I like it. I feel like I've learned, I see the game differently from the different positions. I feel like but going out to goal attack has probably widened my vision of the court and having a look. I realized that I'm never going to be a running goal attack, wanting to run here, there, and everywhere, because Sissy Boo over here is going to be clever and still use her body. But love the attacking part of goal attack. Still need to work on the defensive part of goal attack.
Yeah.
How do you find it? Have you always played both?
Not really. I just started properly was actually this season, because they said like that's where we see you now. Like we want you to be goal attack. And like I played it a couple times for school, but it was just like for a muck around, just to move me out. I actually really like goal attack though, because I feel like you have more space to do stuff. Like I'm not a running one either, but I'm also like a help out too much kind of person.
Yeah.
Like I try to do too much and then it kind of doesn't. Yeah, so I'm like you, still learning as well.
It's quite different though. I think what I've loved to learn about it, because I definitely wasn't stoked about having to move out there, but it's really good to have like two strings to your bow. Like you now are more like multi-dimensional. Like you're not just a one position player. So my thing is that I still haven't played a full game of goal attack, so unsure if the lungs are gonna be okay with that. But knowing that, like, if you're getting told that you can play it, backing yourself, because what I've had to learn is that, okay, I'm getting told that because I'm fit enough now. Like, if other people believe that I can be a really good goal attack, then I'm gonna give it a really good go. But definitely, like, not gonna shut goal shoot down, and because like that's my go-to. Like that's what I know. It's my bread and butter.
Yeah. What about for are you moving out for stars?
Oh, I don't know. I've definitely had a dabble in goal attack, a while for a bit. Guess it depends on just like combinations and stuff, and like how a game's going. Not my call, but yeah, I definitely like it, because when I go out to goal attack, I've got a really clever shooter at the back. So with Juliana Naupu, who was actually in the Magic when they won the ANZ champs. She was the goal attack. Yeah, crazy. So she's so clever, and she can read stuff like 2 plays ahead. So I know that if I'm getting tired, she'll come out and do some work for me, or I know she tries to set up for me, or it's like just all that. It's quite cool knowing that as a goal shoot, I like it on a centre pass that the first ball that they get, they look into me. So my priority as a goal attack is my first job is to look in, because at the end of the day, the less passes we can get that ball into the circle, like the easier things are going to be. So that's quite cool. But yeah, got to work on the lungs, eh?
Yeah. What are you studying at uni?
So I'm studying a Bachelor of Communications in Public Relations, so PR. So I thought I'm not too bad at a good yarn, hence why we've actually been yarning for a while.
Yeah.
So I thought, why not go into something where, like, I'm not too shabby at it. So I thought, I can talk. Why not go into it? It's hard with netball. I haven't been able to study full-time at all. So I study 5 papers in a year. So that's, part-time, 2 in ANZ season, 2 in international, and 1 summer school. And I've been going for nearly 5 years.
Wow. Is that busy?
Yeah, it's definitely different. You have to be very organized. I find the ANZ season's actually not too bad, because you're pretty much structured. Like you have a structured training schedule. You can fit your uni in where you want. I actually find the second half of the year, the international season's hard, because you're on your tour or campaigns like 3 weeks. So you're traveling for 2 to 3 weeks, and then you get like a few days at home, and then you're on again for the next series. Like that can be quite hard. I study by distance, and I'm not the biggest fan of it, only because I'm the massive procrastinator. Like, if I don't have to go into uni and at least have to listen, like, I will just leave it. Sometimes I call myself, like, I just do assignments. I'm not a student. But one thing for me during this lockdown, I have become so productive. I have actually ahead in my study. I have got a schedule, and I do 2 to 4 hours of study, like, nearly every day. Apart from the weekends, I am honestly, this lockdown for me has been good in that sense, as I'm a changed woman and I'm actually doing my study. So yeah, it's different. Only sometimes I get a bit disappointed because I see all my mates have graduated, like, because they're on 3-year degrees and they're already done, and I'm still sitting here. But then I need to realize that, hey, I have such an incredible job, passion, love that I'm fortunate enough to get paid for, and I get to study on scholarship. Like, if it takes me a bit longer, hey, that's all good, because there's not that many people in my position that get to do what I do. So that's pretty cool.
It's cool. Yeah.
Anything else?
I think so. I don't think we've talked about it, but like your kind of journey with the Silver Ferns, or like getting to the Silver Ferns, was it hard? Is it hard?
Yeah, like anything it is. Like, I found it's easy to get seen by selectors. The hard thing is getting selected in teams and staying there. So if I think about my journey, probably from when I started ANZ, I was lucky because at that time it was still the ANZ Championship, so we were still playing against the Aussie teams. And we had a team of 12, and I was a rookie girl, expected like not to really get much court time, just be on the bench. And if I did, that was awesome. And it actually happened that Jodie Brown, who was on my team, did her ACL in our preseason tournament. And I remember when she went down, and I was on court with her at the time, and I freaked out because I was just like, holy heck, like, I'm the next cab off the rank. Like, we haven't even started the season, and wow, like, that happened. And I think my first ever game was the first game of the season, and I started, and I was freaking out.
Wow.
I was just like, what the heck? But I think learning from that, playing at ANZ, having like a pretty good season for my first year, and then getting selected for Ferns, like, that was a massive roller coaster in the first place. Like, I didn't actually expect to get much game time. Now I'm starting. Now I'm in the Ferns. Like, holy heck, what am I doing? And I think it's been, my Ferns journey's definitely been hard. Thinking about it, I have, all through school, I would always make teams because I had the talent and wasn't necessarily fit. I had never, even up to the point that I had played Ferns, I'd never sat on a bench before. So I didn't know what that felt like. And then coming into Ferns, I was okay sitting on the bench because I was like, whoa, I'm in the big leagues. I'm with the big girls. What the heck?
Yeah.
Whoa. But I had to learn, like, sometimes it got tough when we're up by 30 and I still hadn't got on court, and I was like, if I'm not going to get on court now, I'm never going to get on court in my life. And I was just like looking back at it, I was just like, oh, whatever. But I just had to continue to work hard, bide my time, and know that once I get there, like, it'll be all worth it. So those little ups and downs that everyone has in their journeys, I had started to realize once I got older, and I think those disappointments have made me resilient because I've just wanted to work to get back to that point. And I'm proud of where I am today because I didn't let that knock me down. Of course, it was upsetting in the moment, especially not making like com games and World Cup. That was hard, but looking back at it now, in hindsight, it's made me become fitter, become a better player, a better person, and really like strive for my goals to be where I want to be. So I felt like I've had a taste of that. Now I want it to keep coming. So yeah.